some journalists figured out that this investor who'd invested nothing released a publication that said, producer of Sound of Freedom arrested.
Financier of
Financier of Sound of Freedom arrested.
Well, for $50, you had an unusual way of raising money. And there's the guild aspect of it, of how your audience is involved in the production. I want to get to that in a second. But the fundraising model, the investing model of individuals themselves in the slate, can you explain that? Because it is the origin story, again, from how you raised money and then how you used that community who participated in fundraising to build out the audience and the community that now basically is the backbone of the operation. Can you just, I don't know who wants to jump in here, but explain how that fundraising model worked and why it worked.
So in 2015, there was a new law was passed. It's called the Jobs Act, signed into law by Obama. And it allowed regular people who are not credited investors to invest in a startup. And we started studying this law in early 2016, and I think we were the 9th company to experiment with the law. And we raised $10 million in 5 days for our company, and to get started with Dry Bar and with other projects. We also raised money for TV shows through this law, and it was a fantastic way for us to validate that the market actually wanted something, because they were willing to fund it to make sure that it was that it could come.
And these are individual humans. How many people participated in this?
So we've had now around 70,000 people who have invested in Angel itself. And then we have over 100,000 of people who have invested in projects that Angel has distributed.
And do many people repeat invest, or what's your recidivism rate of your investors?
So I actually don't know that number.
Well, I mean, there are. We have a small group of people who have invested in everything. Like we have tracked that number. I don't have the percentages right in front of me, but and then there are people who invest in a couple. The most common and most exciting recent investments we've done, and there's just thousands in every single film, where rather than doing a P&A budget that gets funded by a bank or by a studio, we actually go to our audience and say, hey, you can help us launch Sketch. You can help us launch The King of Kings. You can help us launch The Last Rodeo. And right now we have The Senior that's coming to market this month. And you can help. And then we have thousands of people who cut checks of a few $100s, and then they're talking about it at their dinner table.
Or $50.
Or 50, yeah.
Yeah, there was a really funny story. So we raised money for Sound of Freedom with P&A. And so there's two sides to this, because you could get in a little bit of hot water when you put the investors up. So but this tells you how significant what we're doing is. So Sound of Freedom came under lots of scrutiny, and there was an investor that invested like $50 that we'd never met before, and suddenly he got arrested, and some journalists figured out that this investor who invested nothing released a publication that said, producer of Sound of Freedom arrested.
Financier of
Sound of Freedom arrested.
$50. Relative.
He was acquitted later.
He was acquitted. It actually ended up being a bogus arrest, but it was headlines worldwide.
When you ask everybody who invest, you get everybody.
But it was headlines worldwide, to the point I was in London at the airport going through security, and I had an Angel shirt on, and the guy's like, Angel, this security guy. He's like, I love your show. I haven't seen it yet. I already ordered tickets. Like he'd already decided he loved what we were doing. And then he's like, you're not the producer, are you? And I was like, no, we're the distributor. He's like, good, because I heard the producer got arrested.
No, but it shows you the chain reaction and the buzz, and frankly, the kind of tightness of your community is, once somebody's in, boy, they are absolutely in.